Hey, what up? It's Brad with Home Love Construction. Today we're in beautiful Gulf Harbors, Florida. It's September, it's cooling off. We're about to do a guest bathroom. And I'm going to talk to you today about specifically what we're doing for waterproofing around the tub. Can't wait to get into it. Let's crack right in there.
Are you going to replace this?
Yes, we're going to have to.
Can I pull it down?
Yep.
Let's see what it looks like behind it. Yeah, there's trails. Those are water trails. Tag on it.
So we've got on this one, so we're going to remove this one, this, and this, just to expose all of that.
So we're in the guest bathroom here, and this bathroom has a tub. So what we're gonna do in this surround, obviously we've got a lot of the drywall out, but what we're gonna do for the tub surround is a cement board surround, and specifically we're going to install the cement board and then waterproof it with an Ardex S1K waterproofer. Now, the thing I wanted to highlight here is in a lot of our shower surrounds, we do a Schluter system surround, which is that orange board. You can see that in a ton of our videos. The reason we are not doing this in this bathroom, and we don't do it in a lot of guest bathrooms because they usually have tubs, is because when the water has a nice ceramic, or in this case a cast iron tub to all flow down into, I know that as long as we can get our water safely wicking down to that catch-all, we're gonna be okay as far as waterproofing. Why we do it in a shower is because in a shower we have tile on the walls, that comes down to tile on the floors. We don't have a preformed base to bring the water in, so we wanna be sure that all of our seams where the wall meets the floor are waterproofed. So in here, that's pretty much taken care of, so we can save some costs for the customer by doing cement board waterproof with our roll-on waterproofing. Obviously there's some drywall repairs that has to go on in here as well. You get to see all of that, but I just wanted to clarify that in case anybody, you know, for the people who are really paying attention, in case you're confused as to why we're doing one versus the other. In the floor in this bathroom, we're doing something a little unique. So what we're doing is there's tile existing, and we're going to use a primer and go right over top of the existing tile. If you can show them that, Zach, I'll grab the primer. We're using an Ardex product, and it's just called Ardex P4. The P stands for primer. And so what this allows us to do is it allows us to basically paint the primer on over the floor and then adhere a tile on top of the floor. And I actually skipped a step there. What we're gonna do before we lay the new tile is we're gonna pour an Ardex self-leveler out to make this floor nice and flat. And then we're actually installing a sheet mosaic tile that comes in 12 by 12s. So that's gonna go on top of the nice level floor. It'll give a nice finished product. It'll all be tile in here. We'll transition to the vinyl flooring in the rest of the house, and it'll look mint, as they say in New York. So let's talk about the products that we're actually using in this bathroom. The first one, like I mentioned before, is a Durock cement board. Now, what cement board is it's essentially fibers that have been poured in with cement. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows the technical way that this is actually formed. From what I understand, it's actually poured and then it's taped on the edges. But it's a fiber mesh that has cement in it. The fiber is keeping the cement basically together. It gives it that tensile strength, and then the cement gives it some rigidity. Now that's gonna be hung on the walls. On the floor, like I talked about before, we're pouring a self-leveler. This is an Ardex V1200 self-leveler. What's gonna happen is that's gonna get mixed up in this big Ardex mixing bucket that we have here. That's, I believe, a 10-gallon mixing bucket. It's gonna get mixed up, and then it's gonna get literally poured out on the floor. We have a gauge rake that John's gonna use to rake it out, and it actually, the word self-leveler is a little bit deceiving, and let me explain why. A self-leveler does not run to all one side of the floor to make it level. A self-leveler creates a smooth, flat surface that allows tile to be adhered to it in a consistent manner without lippage. It doesn't necessarily make the floor perfectly level. Now, what you can do with a leveler, what that implies, and a lot of people don't understand this, is on a non-level surface up to probably 1 to maybe 1.5 degrees, you can rake it out to an even consistency, and a lot of people think it will all run to one end of the floor if it's unlevel. That's actually not how the product behaves. It actually has some surface tension, so it adheres to, I know I'm kind of getting into big terms here, but what it means to have surface tension is that it will hold its shape. It will hold its shape to the extent that you can pull it with a rake that's set at a consistent depth. You can pull it out so it's a nice flat surface on whatever you're making to be flat that you're gonna tile over. And then, and this is how we know it as surface tension, is you actually have to flip your rake over, and it has a flat side on it. You have to smooth it out. And what that's doing is it's breaking the surface tension to allow those molecules that are in the self-leveler, they're like this, all tightened up. It allows them to relax. And then that's how you get your nice, smooth, flat surface that allows us to put our sheet mosaic down off of it, which will give, in the end, a beautiful finished product. We've already done it in the other bathroom, so we know it works with this particular tile. If you have any questions about this, talk to your particular tile installer, whoever it is that you use, whether they use a self-leveler, how they do it, and just make sure that they're using the appropriate products. You want to make sure that your self-leveler is adhered to whatever is underneath of it properly. You want to make sure that that floor is primed. So just check your P's and Q's there. We try to do it the best we can. We don't even always do it perfectly. You know, we're not perfect and we don't claim to be, but we do want to get as close to perfect as we can, and we're getting pretty close. So I'm really enjoying this bathroom, and so enjoy seeing the rest of it.